Hi, this is Jane with Green Side Up. Got a jacket on today because it's a little chilly and it is so foggy here today. We are going to be talking about camellias. Now, I came down from Minnesota and we did not have camellias in Minnesota because, well, it was way too cold. And when I moved south, I was so excited that not only were the winters shorter, but I could have flowers all winter long. I could have pansies in my garden, and there was these bushes blooming all over the place, big bushes, a lot of them, with these gorgeous, well, rose-shaped flowers. It turns out that those were camellia bushes. And oh, it made me so happy that I could have flowers in, well, every single month of the year. Today we're going to talk about the camellia bushes, and I'm going to share a little bit of knowledge with you. There are two major types of camellias. There are the Sasanquas, which bloom in the fall. We had some that started blooming, probably the end of September, and they'll bloom all the way into probably December. Then there are the Japonicas that don't even start blooming until the end of December, January, and they can go all the way into April. There's some other differences between those two. The Sasanquas can get up to, say 8 feet tall. I suppose they can get a little taller, but about 8 to 10 feet. Japonicas get even taller. They can get 10 to 12 feet. The Japonica flower is also larger than the Sasanqua flower. So overall, the Japonica is just a larger plant and larger flower. Both Sasanquas and Japonicas will need to be planted in a shadier area. They cannot handle the full afternoon sun. And even in the winter, when it is cooler and there isn't as much sun, they still are going to prefer a shadier spot. They can handle the morning sun or a filtered sun throughout the day, just not full sun. Well, I'm talking about the difference between the two plants. The Sasanqua leaves versus the Japonica leaves, the Sasanqua leaves are also going to be a little bit smaller than what the Japonica leaves will be. Which kind of plant would you like to have in your yard? I guess it depends on, well, when you want a bloom time. Do you want a bloom time in the fall? Do you want one in the spring? Or if you want both, I guess you plant both kinds of flowers. The Sasanquas, which are the bloom times in the fall, the Japonicas, which bloom later. I have here in my hand a Shishigashira. Try saying that one fast. This is a particular kind of Sasanqua camellia. This particular one, as you can see, it has a double bloom, a very beautiful pink flower. There are still some buds coming on this, so this one will continue to bloom now for, probably another month or two. It has been blooming for a period of time, although there are other plants like this that are still, well, they don't have any of the flowers on them yet. So this is one that, of course, will be blooming here in the fall. Next to it, you can't see it real well right now, is another type of plant. It is going to have what's called a single petal flower. The flowers are more flat. This one looks almost like a rose. That one looks like, well, I guess like the roses that you would find along the roadside up in Minnesota, called wild rose. It's just single petals. Both of these are different types. Camellias, they don't come in blue, they don't come in green, they don't really come in yellow, but there's different types of pinks, from your dark pinks to your light pinks. There's also reds, there's also whites. Some have this tight center like this. Some will have more of a dark yellow in the middle. So there's all kinds of varieties of colors that you can get. Camellias are pretty easy to take care of. Plant them in your acid soil, you fertilize them once in a while, you enjoy them. You do need to prune them sometimes. When do you prune a camellia? The Sasanquas you will prune probably December, January, because that's when they are done blooming. Your Japonicas you would bloom in the spring. Who knows? Probably between March and May. Again, when they are done blooming. If you wait until 6 months later, they will have already started to form their buds, and you will be cutting off buds. So you need to trim them immediately after they are done doing their bloom. I hope that you have learned something about camellias. I am so happy that I moved down from cold Minnesota to Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I can enjoy these absolutely beautiful evergreen camellias that give me flowers all winter long. This is Jane with Green Side Up, wishing you a very happy day.